Hi guys, today I'll be sharing with you on my VBA journey. So I'm Kian Sing from Class D for Year 3 this year, currently in semester 3.2. So this video will be split into 3 parts. Part 1 will be on how I picked up Excel. Part 2 will be on how it transitioned into VBA, and Part 3 will be on how I applied it at my workplace. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So how my VBA journey started. It all started when I was in year 1. As you can see, this is me. Yep. Then TP has this BYOD thing where we need to bring our laptop. And that in our course we were taught how to use Excel. Yeah, informally. There wasn't an actual module. So this was taught through labs where we had to plot our data that is being collected onto our laptop and Excel, and then we need to send it to our teachers. So the resulting plot will look something like this. I think everyone has plotted this before, seen this before. It's a classical scatter graph. All the points represent the data, and then you plot the trend line and get the equation of the line. Yep. So this was basically in year 1. Then they would also during our flex week they would also invite lecturers such as Mr. Maktan, which would teach us Excel, some of the commonly used Excel functions like sum, average, VLOOKUP. And these functions, with all these basic Excel functions, you can start your own projects and build things like this, a GPA calculator. So although this was built in when I was in the start of year 2, but it only utilizes basic Excel functions, and then it doesn't use VBA, so it's pretty simple. So like this. You can also build something like attendance sheet. So this was built when I was a member in ELF Club, which no longer now exists. So this attendance sheet can track everyone's attendance, how active are they in the CCA, and provide the overall analytics for the attendance. So I've censored all the names and admin number to keep the confidentiality. Don't expose anyone. So that was basically in year 1. Okay, so in year 2 was when I actually transitioned from Excel into VBA. So this is me again. Then during our year 2.1, the flex week, they invited Mr. Maktan again. So he taught us basic macro recording, which records your steps as VBA code. So you can see over here. Under the developer tab, in the code group, you can see a record macro button. So when you click on that, it will start recording your steps that you perform. So here is a simple recorded macro. So I click on cell A1 and then I type in A and then I press enter. So it records it like this. So range A1.select means I select on cell A1, and then A is because I type in A, and then when I press enter, it goes on to the next cell below A1, so which is A2. So this particular macro recording wasn't very useful. I didn't really use it because I didn't know, at the time I didn't truly understand what was the purpose of it. Because the training was like 1 or 2 hours, so it was he didn't go into very detail on what was the application of it. So next was the GS trip. So why did I mention the GS trip? Because it allowed me to talk to Mr. Magtan. So during one of because he followed us for our Vietnam trip, our GS Vietnam trip. So I remember during one of our meals, I discussed with Mr. Magtan. I talked to him, then I expressed my interest that I want to learn more about Excel. So he agreed. Yeah, and that's the starting point where I actually learned how to use VBA, because he taught me VBA instead. Yeah. So after my exams, there was a one-to-one session where he would teach me VBA. Then I would do a project for him. I would code some stuff for him that he will actually use it. So yeah. Then yeah, that's basically how I learned VBA. Was my starting point. Then afterwards, he asked me, Dr. Tang has a project also, and then if I would be interested. So I said I was interested. So it was an opportunity for me to improve on my VBA skills as well. So Dr. Tang briefed me on the things that she wants, and then I would just create for her. Yeah. So basically that was it in year 2. So another thing I want to bring up is this chart, the Dunning-Kruger effect. So through the projects that I did in 2.1 during the holidays, it boosts my confidence to up here. Because at the same time, because partially was also like Matan said, I learned 70% of his skills. So like, I got ahead of myself, then my confidence was up here. So that was in year 2. Yeah, so yep. Okay, so year 3 was when I was applying this VBA at my internship. So it was also the point where I had the greatest improvement in terms of my VBA skills. Yeah. So my internship was mainly desk-bound. I was mainly working from home. So you can say that out of the 26 weeks, I only came on site for like about 4 weeks, and the rest is work from home. Yeah, so me and my supervisor will communicate through Teams. Yeah, and that she will assign me work from there. So initially, there wasn't much application of VBA. I was mainly reading SOPs and yeah, so I didn't really apply. So it was until one point where my supervisor assigned me a very repetitive work. So I suggested some improvements to her, that like what I think I can do to help her simplify her work. So it was at that point, right, then she agreed. So it was at that point when I was doing it for her, I found out that actually there's a lot of things I don't know, like a lot of things I want to do, but then I don't know how to do it. So you can say my confidence from here dropped downhill. So a lot of things I don't know. Yeah. At that point of time was also my brother was also in year 1 in TP from School of IIT. So he has this one module which he must program a Android app using Java. So that's where I learned a concept, a very important concept called object-oriented programming. Yeah. So this concept changed the way I think about programming. So I was mind blown. Boom. Yeah. So I used to thought that programming was running code from top to bottom. So you run this code first, then run this code, then run this code. But then this thing, this concept, it's very different. They're very different from what I'm used to doing when I was doing the project from Mr. Mark Tan. Yeah. So I stole some of his, you can say I stole some of his knowledge. Yeah. Then I apply it in my own way. Yeah. So it made me understand the objects in Excel, and then how I could manipulate it to achieve my goals. Yeah. So this was year 3. Yeah. So one of my most memorable projects was the bomb accuracy project. So basically the project was to create a application within Excel that allows my supervisor to visualize data better data visualization. And then the application was very interactive, so she can click a lot of things. Yeah, so that project basically was one of the factors that I got this GSK Global Employee Award. From what I heard from my supervisor, this award was seldom given to interns. Yeah. So I was very happy, of course, and very unexpected. Yeah. Then there was another project that I did. Another script that I created in Excel. Not in Excel. Another script which allows my supervisor which allows the transmission of data from Excel to Outlook. So basically there's data in Excel, then you will want to automate this with a click of a button. You can send certain information to Outlook, and then it will generate an email, so you won't have to type out the entire email. So yeah, this was one of a very fun project too, because it allows me to manipulate things other than Excel. So mostly the things that I've done are mostly within Excel, but it's the first time that I tried out with Outlook. Yeah. So through this, personally I feel my VBA skills improve a lot. So going back to this, you can say that probably now I'm somewhere maybe over here. Yeah, personally, because I wouldn't know what things I still don't know about VBA. There are still a lot of things that I don't know about VBA, and some of the things that I don't know, I may not even know what I don't know. So yeah, there's still a lot of room for improvement. Yeah. So what are my plans now? Previously from Mr. Mark Tan, he encouraged me to learn this Python programming language. So it's a very it's somewhat the syntax are somewhat similar to VBA, and it's also quite easy to use. Yeah, and that in the future it may be very useful. So for now, you can start by learning VBA first. Yeah, you can start by learning VBA first, and to use it to manipulate Excel. Yeah, it is. I would say it's more integrated. Yeah, because VBA is integrated with Microsoft Office applications. So if you want to manipulate things, it's much more easier. So you can start small by using VBA first. Yeah. And once you learn a programming language, because the logic is the same for most other languages, it is very easy for you to transition into other languages. Mostly it's just the syntax differences. Yeah. So this learning VBA can also improve your problem solving and logical thinking skills. So because you need to think of the problem of how you want to solve it, and you need to break down the problems. So it's a plus for me. Yeah. So I think that's all for my sharing. Thank you for watching the video. Yeah.